So how do you get input from user in Python? So let's say you want to get a username from Python and you want to print hello to the user, welcome to so company. And how do you get this username? What you can do right here is just going ahead to use this keyword input and just want to have this followed by these parentheses, then either a single quotation or a double quotation, and you just want to type in your prompt. So in our case here we say username, right? Just want to type in this prompt username, and what you want to do is you want to run this code. So once you run this code, now you see that Python right here is asking for username, and here you can type in the username you want, but there's a problem here. We don't want to type in this username immediately after the column we are specifying right here. So to avoid having them join together this way, we just put in this right here. So just go ahead and run this again. Now you can see that there is a space here, and it's going to make this code look neat. Well, how do we store this as a value? We've worked with variables before. What you can just do is just define a variable right here, and let's just call this username in our case here, and you just like set it equal to this. So it's going to store the value the user is going to input, which is Andrew in our case right here. It's going to store it at this value, in this value here, we should be able to use it later on. So I can just do now is go ahead and just print this same username. So okay, if I should run this code again, and this time around I decide to enter Drew as the name, as the username, now you can see we are printing out Drew after we enter Drew as a username. So this is how you can store it as a variable. So now let's say we want to print hello Drew. What you could do here is just have your hello here. So if you have your hello here and just follow by this, and the reason we are putting this is that so it won't just repeat the next, which is the username, immediately after this hello, and that's why I put the spaces. So we won't be typing the username immediately after the column, after the yes column. So what I can just do here is put username here. And when working with the Python print function, any value that is, when you put a list of numbers of value inside these parentheses and you separate it with this comma, it's going to print them after each other. So now if I should go ahead again and just type in Drew, now we are saying hello Drew. So let's just try and remove this space right here and put in Drew again. Now you are saying that there's this space there, right? That is because this value have a parameter called separate. If you can see right here, you can see it here, it has a separate, and by default it is a space by default, and that's why it's not necessary that we'll put in space right here. So this is how you collect a username in Python. Here you are collecting a username. Can you also collect, like this is how you collect input in Python? Can you also collect input that you're not expecting a string? And let's say I'm getting age now, I'm getting input, okay, I'm now setting it to input now age, right? Maxing the user for the user's age true, and now I print hello true, and I want to print also you are okay. I want to print you are, so I'll add these two. Okay, age now, and I want to add this to years old. So this is what we call concatenation in Python. This is where you just concatenate different strings together, right? This is where you just concatenate different strings together, and we could just print out this now. You could see I'm inputting my name as Drew, and now I could just say 34. I'm not 34, but I have my sample here. So we have you are 34 years old. And see, it worked right alright here. We are able to like personalize the information we are giving to the user. So this is how your sites work at times, when you just like welcome you back, when you enter a site, welcome you back, hello Drew, hello Andrew. And if your friend too is named Peter, enter the same website is saying hello Peter. That's because it's personalizing what it's saying. That's like, is a dynamic website, it's personalizing what it's saying based on the user's data. And that's how it works here also. So as I talk here also, but let's say now we want to get, let me just go ahead and comment all this. let's say now you're trying to get a number, right? Two numbers, and you want to add these two numbers together. You can just say num1 equal to input number 1. So we're trying to get this, and we're saying num2 also equals to input number 2. So what you could do here is just print num1 plus num2. So it's print num1 plus num2. So right here we just go ahead and 3, 2. So now you're seeing num1 plus num2 as 32. Why are we saying it as 32? It's meant to be 5, right? So the problem right here is that anytime Python collects an input, it stores it as a string. We've talked about data type before in our previous video. If you have not watched it, check it out. You store it as a string and not just assume this should be the right data type. Any value we store is stored as a string. So I'll just, for the sake of that, I'll uncomment this too and try to print out the type of this. Okay, I want to print out the type of the username and also print out the type of, okay, let's have the type of age also right here. So if I print out these two types, let me just, okay, and yes, if I should print out these two types right here, I will comment this for now. So now if you can see, the username is just Drew and the age is 3, right? You can see they're both string, right? This is a text and this is a number, but it's treating them as both strings, and that's why this plus this is giving us 32. Just as we're able to add UR and age and yes all together, it's treating them as string. In this case, what do you do when you want to convert this username? And that's where we talk about typecasting in Python. I'll just give you an overview of that, but I will talk more about typecasting in the next video. So what you just want to do right here is to print out this by just is to wrap this around a type called integer and just put one right there, and you just put same thing here, an integer, you just put another one there. That's what you want to do. So this will work quite all right now when you add these two together. So let's just see. Okay, let's see this, and let's just, so what I want to do is just wrap this around num1 and num2 and just uncomment these and comment these two right here. So all we want to do is just wrap these two variables with int and a parenthesis. So if I should go ahead and run this code again, we get num1, 2, and now you're getting the correct answer. So talk more about typecasting in the next video. So go ahead and watch the next video on typecasting in Python. Thank you. See you next time.